moving into my last topic of the day, I just want to talk about the rise of the Detroit Lions. They're 4-1 right now. 4-1.
The crystal ball.
So let's give a little bit background on the Lions. Brad Holmes, their GM, and Dan Campbell, their head coach. They were hired in 21. Ben Johnson's been with the team a little bit longer, but he was really promoted to the OC role in 2022. So in 2021, they're 3-13-1. Okay. Last year they were 9-8. This year they are 4-1. Okay. So before we look at these records, okay, let's separate them out into two time periods. Because as we know, the Lions started off the 2022 season pretty bad. Like I believe it was 1-6 or something like that.
They were getting so close every game. It's folded.
They're fucking up. So, all right, let's start in 2021, and we'll go to week 8. My apologies, of 2022. Okay, the record at that point would be 4-19-1. So that's 24 games with a winning percentage of .187. Atrocious, damn near war crime, fireable offense. If you were to just look at the numbers, okay? After that, from week 9 of 2022 to the present, they are 12-3. That is 15 games with an .800 winning percentage. Okay. Through that time, they've had some very notable draft picks since 21. Mind you, this is when the new regime is in. And 3 to 4 players every year have been contributors. Penei Sewell in 21, Aleem McNeil, Amon-Ra St. Brown. We see what they're all doing. Both of them have Sewell and St. Brown have really blossomed. McNeil's more coming to his own this year. 22, they had 2 first-round picks, Aiden Hutchinson. J-Mo with an asterisk. We really don't know what he's going to be. Malcolm Rodriguez, Kirby Joseph. This year, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Sam Laporta, Brian Branch. All 4 of these guys have been really good. Really good.
This is like that Saints 2017. It was 2017 or 18. Very similar type of class from the Lions. Side note.
So this is just to say that like they also had a pretty good 2023 free agency class, getting Monty in there, and he's been great for them. Great change of pace back from like what Jahmyr Gibbs is supposed to be.
I was so wrong. I'll give credit. I would say I admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong.
Wrong.
Very wrong. That was
very
worth the
jaded
money.
as a Bears fan too. I did not think he was this good. I knew he was that good, but like
he really is a workhorse behind a good old line.
Oh my God, he's ridiculous.
He really is.
So here's my thing. In a time where the NFC North is wide open, and with A-Rod leaving, QB questions in Chicago, Kirk being on the last year of his deal, the Lions are really set up to succeed for the next 2 to 3 years, depending on how the Bears come around and depending how Jordan Love pans out. Anyway, Goff has played well under Ben Johnson, and he's put up like more than respectable numbers. And the main point I want to make about this is this rebuild feels really different than a lot of other rebuilds because they really started in 21, if you think about it. And their draft picks were kind of questioned at the time, especially this year, taking the linebacker and the running back in the first round. But at the end of the day, the Lions literally just took the best players. They didn't care about anything else. They didn't look at the position shit. They didn't look at all that. They said, we want the best players. Jahmyr Gibbs, best player available. I mean, Bijan was gone. I think you could separate Bijan from the rest of the running backs. Jahmyr Gibbs, best player. Jack Campbell, best linebacker. Sam Laporta, arguably best tight end. Brian Branch, fact that he fell out of the first round.
Best hybrid. Like we didn't really know what he was going to be at the time, but it was like just best Swiss Army.
So it's like you have 4 starters that you drafted this year in the first round to second round. Were Sam Laporta third round?
No, second.
Second, okay.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm almost certain he was second. I'm just gonna fact check.
Basically, my point is, in a league full of analytics and like positional value,
yeah, second.
Maybe just don't overthink it, because that's really seems to be what the Lions have done. And like, you see how Goff's playing. Like they can win with Goff.
You know, quick little. You know, I think we're really killing it on the side notes today. We're going crazy on the side notes today. You know what? Side note here again. We're going to draw it up. You know, with Jack Campbell, we've had an interesting time period with the NFL, where I think, and just football as a whole, where linebackers are still really, really valuable, but for whatever reason, it's just become like the mass, like I'm trying to think of the right word here. What's the word? Like consensus? Like that people are just kind of like, yeah, like just kind of like forget about the linebackers. They're not the most, just you kind of like think about them last when you're building a defense. Hear me out. We look at all the best defensive units in the league. Not all of, actually, yeah, almost all of, and you point out the guy that's the Mike linebacker that dominates the entire thing. They call out all the audibles. They do. I'll name a bunch of free right now. We got Demario Davis, Matt Milano, Fred Warner. Like, you need that guy. You need that guy on the defense. And for whatever reason, teams just don't even think about it. The Lions said, "Fuck it, I'm getting my mic. Give me him. Give me my play. Give me my signal caller. I need him." You know what? Fucking looks great now. And I was one questioning at the time too. So
we were at the draft like, oh, what the hell are the Lions
the Jameer
doing?
One still, and the thing is, don't get me wrong, it is going to look good. The Jameer one right now is still one where you could look at it and scratch your head to an extent because with how Monty's playing. Truthfully, they could have honestly hit this probably regardless even harder if they took another Insta starter. But that's the thing is, I'm just saying that now. When Jameer starts getting more starting touches, and if Monty were to get injured, and Jameer goes for 150 and has 100 receiving yards, my opinion's going to switch instantly. So it's just like, he just hasn't really had a chance to shine yet. But you get my point. Regardless, the Lions could have hit either way, and they went crazy.
Yeah. I mean, imagine they took Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, so we could think of even more things. Correct me if I'm wrong. They could have taken Jalen Carter. I mean, I don't know.
No. Well, I mean, if they would have moved up, yeah. If they didn't drop all the way to 12,
that's
they
right.
would have.
I keep forgetting. Okay, that they dropped. My apologies. But yes, they originally could have. That's what. Yeah,
man. If they would have took Jalen Carter.
Why did they not?
I get why they didn't. Because like Campbell's whole thing has been like no turds.
No, right.
I get it. We can argue the Jalen Carter pick for a lot of teams.
Again, honestly, I do think he really did. We don't even go in it for long. He really just did fall to the best situation. Truthfully, maybe one of the situations, it just had to be the Eagles.
And I was also thinking about like the Claypool shit and how bad that went, how quick it did. I'm like, I don't know how Jalen would have did here if that's
it. Truly was just like a football divine intervention. The football gods were like, nah, dude, he needs to go to a team that just like already is together.
Yeah, but no, I mean, there wasn't really much behind this other than to highlight like how well the Lions have done with this rebuild. And especially with it only being like really like 2.5 years, it really shows you don't need like, I mean, obviously that Stafford trade jump-started them. And this is what I will say. This is kind of what gives me hope for the Bears. How quick they were able to turn it around. And it was really jump-started by having a lot of draft capital. If they get the number 1 pick and they keep Justin, look how Goff turned it around.
That's what I wouldn't even have to say it now.
Like Goff is 28, 29. He turned it around.
And we were questioning Goff at a much later point in his stage of development than Justin was. You remember when we were questioning when he was like 26, where it was like, he might be falling off the rails. Talking about Goff.
And you net 2-3 first rounders for the first overall pick. And like,
if you put a really good O-line around Justin, that needs to be priority at this point. Darnell looks really good. You got like, but now you got to like really hone that in.
If Tevin can stay healthy, Nate Davis can stay healthy.
If he can stay healthy, I mean, at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they have maybe 3-4 pieces already figured out.
That's why it's like the Bears are. It's starting to come together, but they need you need. I'll stand on it forever. Every great team in history is always that they always have it. You need at least 2 very formidable tackles.
Yeah,
and you're at the point you're playing because you already have the Darnell right now. You need another guy across from him. Where it's
Olu.
Like, wait, what?
Olu or Joe Alt this year.
That's the thing. You know what? That would be I've been thinking that is certainly the best case scenario for you guys is getting one of those guys because it's not the flashy stuff. But I guarantee, and we know it, you know too, that's the stuff that wins you championships. Yep. You need those picks.
Yep. So, yeah, no, this was much more just a highlight, like, congrats to the Lions, man. They did this right. Like, I know it's only, like, they're 5 games in, but they did this the right way. And, like, it's very commendable to see, like, a franchise who has been so down in the dumps pick themselves back up so quickly. So
they were right on cue for our narratives too.
Like,
the Hot Lions narrative started last year.
Lions.
They were letting us completely down. Maybe the Bears are going to be on the same arc. Is it deja vu?
Bro, but I still think Eberflus has to go.
Oh, yeah. No, there certainly is a keen difference where with the Lions, we were like, man, Dan is so fucking close, man. Just give him a chance. With Eberflus, it's like, I think this motherfucker's the reason.
Yeah.
This ship is shit. It's completely flooded. The walls have burst from the inside.